Hi there, I'm Allie Elliott.
Hello, I'm Allie Elliott. Welcome to the stream. It has been a hot minute since I've been here. It has been crazy. So we've got a lot to catch up on. I want to hear how everything's going with you guys, how it's going with your businesses and your photography and everything. And it'll be kind of short today. I'm just trying to get back in the swing of things. It's been extraordinary. It's been a really wild ride the last month or so. So I am just trying to get my bearings and get back into the habit of streaming 3 or 4 times a week. I'm kind of manic where I'll stream like every day and then I'll just not for a while. But for the next few weeks, I'm going to set a low goal. I'm going to set an achievable goal for the next few weeks. It should be pretty regular as I kind of catch up on stuff that's kind of gotten pushed to the side. All these deadlines came up right in a row, and I had to take care of that stuff first. So first things first, I have an exhibition. Let's see. So Home Not Home at the Agitator Gallery, I think, in Chicago. If you're in the Chicago area, I wish so badly I was going to be there at the opening, but I will be there as it closes, which that's too bad. That I'm gonna miss the opening. Let me see here. I can't find it. I'm telling you, it's been crazy. It's been, mostly good, and extremely hectic. Okay, so I also have, I'm trying to find, oh wait, okay, I know where to look now. This is supposed to be folk music, and it really doesn't sound like it. What is happening? Oh, okay. Okay. Moment of chaos. Hang on. Home Not Home is the Agitator Gallery on Fullerton in Chicago, and it is opening June 24th from 6 to 10 p.m., which is a week from tomorrow. And I have my piece. I'll show you a little preview. Actually, it's right here. If you've watched me at all, you've probably seen it because I bring this one up a lot. It's one of my favorites. It's called, the title is Numbered Days. This will be a 20 by 30 inch framed print in the Home Not Home exhibition, and I'm really excited. And one of my favorite places to eat is right by this gallery, so I'm double sad that I can't be at the opening. But still, such an honor to have it there. I'm really excited about it. Excited to see it all hung up and ready to go. So if you're in the Chicago area, go check it out. Send me a picture and I'll be your best friend. It runs till July 10th, and I will actually be there. I will be there on July 10th. It's weird timing. It's weird how that worked out. But very, very cool. And then what I'm working on here is my application. So I turned in my application for the ASP Fellowship, and that is the American Society of Photographers Fellowship, which is pretty prestigious designation. I would be absolutely thrilled with. And you turn in, so I turned in the application already. Next is the thesis, which I have drafted. I've drafted and then redrafted and edited. So it's not done, but it's close. And because I originally thought that it was due on June 15th, but it was not till July 15th. However, we will be traveling quite a bit coming up. So I want to just go ahead and get it done. And then I also have a 25 image portfolio to turn in with it that will kind of support my thesis. So they're supposed to kind of go together. So I want to complete them together so that I can make any changes necessary before anything is turned in. Plus, another thing that came up is a trip to Japan for my family and I. And that is going to be at the beginning of August when, right before all this stuff is due. And we won't be back until it's past due. So I have to turn it in a few weeks early, but truly I've been, preparing for this my whole career. So theoretically it should come together, but I have to lay them out. And I've got more images here than I'm going to use because I need 25. So what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, so I've got 30 because I already more or less cut these. In fact, I'm just gonna try to find them. Okay, not that one. They're in no particular order, which is really helpful. I think they were probably alphabetized by the title. And then some of these, I need to tweak their editing just a little bit before I turn them in because ideally they would all be, fabulous, award-winning images. And then a lot of them never got entered. And I don't know why, just because other stuff did instead. And that's another thing coming up are my 2 major competitions that I really heavily strive to do well in are IPC, which is the International Photographic Competition. It would probably be easier if I named these. And that is a Professional Photographers of America. Well, it's extra work. I'm just not going to do that. That's Professional Photographers of America. That's their big competition. And that is the competition that had tremendous, huge changes to it this year. So I'm trying to withhold judgment completely until I see how it goes. Because I'm always kind of resistant to change when I feel like I have something figured out. So we'll see. I'm open to it. But there's a whole lot of money on the line for that one, which is always exciting. And Twitch has helped me get some images ready. So that is coming up. It opens up in July, and I think it's open till September. It's open for a really long time. Then they do the first round of judging maybe in September. And then the big finalist judging is live, if I'm remembering correctly, at Imaging USA. This year it's going to be in Louisville, Kentucky, and that's always a good time. And that is right in my backyard. So I like to go to the trade show especially and just get to touch all the products and see if it really feels and looks like quality in person before I put the price tag that I need to put on my products for my clients. So it's nice to just have that tangible moment. So like I said, a lot going on. And I have not saved this. So I'm going to do that. Where, though, is the question. I think I will just save it. So you number them and tell them the layout. So that's what I need to do with this. And I fully do not expect to be accepted or to become a fellow with my first application. That's kind of a given that you don't. Obviously, I wouldn't do it if I didn't think there was like a little sliver of hope. But it's a pretty tough order, but it would be thrilling. And kind of in addition to that, it's right in my backyard, like I said. So I'm choosing pictures here while we're talking. If I were able to achieve something like that, it's close enough that my dad might be able to come. So I thought that was a partial factor in even applying this year. So that would be nice. That would be special. Okay. So ASP opens in July. We have a trip planned in July, and we are going to Japan in August. So, and I've got obviously my regular work in midst of that. So I would really like to have most of this stuff handled before then. And one of the big changes for this year, and I think it's good, it's interesting, is that one artist, so one photographer, one creator, whatever, can only go forward into the top 32 with one image in any given category. I think there are 12 categories. I'm not sure of that. That might be old. There might have been 12 categories. But anyway, they're going to, out of this first round of judging, going to pull the top 32 to go forward, out of which will be the like cash and prizes and all that exciting stuff. So you don't really want to go up against yourself unless you're just legitimately unsure which one is stronger. And that happens. But it's also $50 per image to enter. So I'm not going to enter a thing unless I at least have a reasonable amount of hope that it can place and do well. So there are a lot of factors at play here. We'll just kind of, let me show you. I've got another composite that I started on here that I need to do as well. But that's what, like, do you ever just go through those times where you have like roughly 1,000 things on your to-do list and you can like check a few off? They're like small things. They're no like huge tasks that you're going to get done anytime soon. So there are all these little bitty components, and you work and feels like you don't have anything to show for it. It's like cleaning the house when you've got 6 children. There's like, if I clean this room, there's chaos in the other room. It's kind of like that I feel like as artists, as photographers, we wear a lot of different hats, and we've got, a whole lot of irons in the fire. And sometimes it's easy to feel like you're just like not even treading water. You're just sinking. And that's kind of been one of these like really cool things are happening, but there are so many things happening plus at regular everyday things that it's like overwhelming a little bit. So I forgot what I was looking for. Okay, the competition. So, and then IPC, that's the big one. I've always focused on that. Every other competition has been a supplement to how I can improve for that competition. Now, that's probably changing because I don't feel like I understand it like I did before. So this year's kind of a test year with all of their new changes and stuff like that. So we'll see, but I'm also kind of leaning into the Portrait Masters competition because I've had a fair amount of success there. It's relatively predictable isn't the right word, but it is, I don't know how to say it. It's, I keep thinking I'm getting close to the word and then it just flies away. Anyway, it is constant, consistent. Yeah, that's better than predictable. But I feel like I have a relatively good idea of what will do well there. I've had several silver awards there. I've never had a gold. I would really like to get to that place, but you don't even really see golds. They're extremely rare, which makes it even more of a goal. I feel like the scores there are low compared to IPC. When they did the numeric scores, these scores were low, and I like that because I like a really high bar. And I like to feel like there's always something to strive for. And you can look at portraitmasters.com and you can see the top 20 in each category. And that's always, it's really inspiring. And obviously, just like with any art competition, every once in a while you get one and go, they see something I don't. Or you can't watch judging, but I am sure there are some that like I would fall in love with. And for whatever reason, they didn't speak to the judges. But it's cool to see the winning galleries. And I've had several in those top 20, but I've never hit the top of the category and I've never hit gold. And a lot of times even bronze will make it into the top 20 because the bar is so very high in that competition. It's stunning imagery. So I really like that aspect of that. Now see, I changed there it is, upcoming comps, obviously. That's what I was gonna do. So here's what I have so far for the big one. This is, and I wrote down all the categories that I felt like I wanted to participate in because I don't want to compete against myself, especially for $50 a pop. I want to spread out my images in separate categories. And sometimes images can fit into 2 different categories. And then what I do is just try to pick the one that's probably gonna have less. And you don't really know because everybody else is doing the same thing. So this is Audacity of the Sun. I built this completely right here on Twitch. And this is going in the illustrative portrait or illustrative portrait. I don't know how you say that. I feel like I'm saying it the Indiana way. So whatever. But anyway, this was a really time-intensive composite. And it did well in spring competitions. And I think it tells an important story of the meaning behind this is how when you're in your deepest, saddest, darkest moment, the world continues. The sun keeps shining and it's just rude. And that's kind of speaking to that feeling. I do a lot of work around grieving and art, and actually go to Spotify. I'll put it in here. If you're on YouTube, I don't know if I don't think you'll be able to click the link, but go to Spotify and find the Focal Points podcast with Dory Howell. And I was interviewed on there. It just went live a few days ago, maybe. I just got to hear it yesterday, but it was a fun time talking about a heavy subject, kind of why I do what I do and some of my exhibition work. And this is one of them that I did this year that goes along this thing. This is one of those things that I felt like we crossed paths at just the right time for her to be a part of this, and it was just meant to be. And I'm so grateful for, the bravery to take part in this and to heal with this. This is one of my question marks. And this is Holding Keely's Candles. These are my children and their sister and a painting. And this did not do well in competition this spring, and I made a lot of changes to it, but the mixed light sources are probably going to be an issue. So as much as I love this because these are my babies, I might replace this with something else if I can come up with something dynamic. This will be the portrait groups / families category. And this is what I shoot, so I need to enter something in there. This is a map of courage, and this will be in the natural portrait category. There's not much done to this, dodging and burning, that kind of thing, but it's pretty raw imagery straight out of the camera. Natural portrait category for that one, and that's completely done. This I did on Twitch. This is another question mark for pets and domestic animals, and it's kind of a fun painterly thing. But I've got some other sketches and a very reluctant cat, so she wasn't terribly interested in this project. I also have the category of newborn maternity. I shoot that a lot, so I really want to enter that, but I always want a storytelling aspect within there, and it just nothing has really spoken to me to enter yet. I guess I have this in here as a possibility for newborn. I don't have a title or anything though. And then this is Troop of One. This performed extremely well in competition, and this will be in the children and teens category. This is also going to be, can you see it back there? I started a mixed media piece for this that'll actually be mixed media, 4 pieces for exhibition. So that's all I have right now. I also want to enter the high school seniors category, and I've got some sketches for that, and I have some seniors coming up. So if I can get my life together and produce for them something incredible, then I will do that. For the time being, I'm gonna do, so this is another one. This image is not it in particular, because I had an element that I needed to photograph. This might be not this one that I'm looking at right now, but from this series, I've got one for family and groups that I ran an image through competition this spring that the story didn't connect. In addition to that, I was using my mother's childhood, like elementary school picture, which obviously I didn't take. But I can't use that for competition anymore. It used to be the only imagery that I use for composites and stuff that I don't take are family heirloom type imagery. Like this is conversations with our ancestors, and like these are all photos from 50, 100, 120 years ago. That obviously I didn't take, but I incorporated them. With the new rule changes this year, we can't do that. So I couldn't use that image anyway, but also it bombed and the story was lost on the judges, which that's not on them, that's on me. But regardless, you know what I'm going to do before I do anything is duplicate this so we can look at where we came from, where we're going. And I just saw her little hand was cut off there. That is, I'll have to fix that, which we can do. All right. So this won't be a competition image. This will be a family image. This is for the family. So it's Friday night. Everybody is lighting it up on the dance floor, probably. And here I am. But, so they were willing to set up this modeling for me for this image that I'm going to work on. So it was missing one little element. And I ordered it on Amazon. I got there the day of their session. Their session was in the morning. So that was not helpful. But I have it now, and I just need to get in there and photograph it. I don't know if I did this on stream or not, but I've got, marketing wise, this is of interest because I'm taking vouchers to some of my favorite realtors, some clients, that they're going to gift, vouchers to the new homeowners. So that's a little marketing thing going on. What I want to market to, who I want to market to right now is, I would really, really like to do some, extended families. And when I first was in photography, when I was first professional, nobody wanted to do extended family because you had a lot of cooks in the kitchen, kind of a thing. And, it was, sometimes it was smaller orders because we didn't know better then. We didn't know how to price those or handle those. And it was a lot of moving parts. The scheduling was hard. The ordering was hard. They have turned out to be some of my favorite sessions because here's it's hard. It's hard to get everybody. I completely understand that. One of my sisters lives 2 miles away, and I literally only see her at my parents' house on holidays. So it's hard to get families together. If you can do that, do it. No matter what the season is, no matter what, if you think you might add to your family, whatever your hesitation is, do it. Just do it. And I am absolutely, and I'm not saying, do it. Just take the pictures yourself. If you don't want to hire a photographer, this is not a marketing. This is not part of it. But if you can have somebody come in and direct you and make you have, because I try to focus for my clients, I always want to focus on the experience. I want it to be something that they look back and remember a fun day, and they laugh and they enjoy themselves. That's what I want. And obviously they're going to have beautiful photos from it because that is the entire purpose. But I want them to enjoy themselves too. And that took some real practice because there are a lot of personalities involved in that kind of session, and you don't know what kind of dynamics are going on within their family, any family, at that given time. But it's so worth it. And I like to think I've never had an extended family or any clients. I want everybody to have a good time. But for whatever reason, I just find it particularly important with the extended families just to make sure that their experience is just top 100. And I think maybe it's because I recognize how rare those are. Because it is hard to get everybody together. And if you do it once, you're probably not going to be able to do it again for a long time. I've been in business 16 years, and I don't think I've had a repeat extended family session. I don't think so. Maybe. I'd have to really think hard on that. But When you get that opportunity, take it. Okay, so I'm just gonna dust over some highlights. And then this will just be eyes. It'll be like their T-zone. Just to brighten the eyes a little bit. And I can keep this same small brush. I also need to get back in there and paint. I was like letting it dry. It's dry, honey. And then he was obstructed a little bit by his brother there, so I'm gonna jump in here and just help that catch light along. And for whatever reason, my stylist does not like to help me here. It just does not. I'm gonna do this with my mouse. That is so annoying. Okay. Back to business. I forget what I did here. But just these real, like, subtle face shaping highlights make a big difference. Now, blue eyes are obviously not going to need as much. Whoops. Still contouring by accident. Whoops. Go. Okay. Let's see here. So since we are now in this scenario where it feels like a time crunch because I like to have things done well in advance. It feels like a time crunch. I just have to make some hard decisions about these images. So Audacity of the Sun is done, sealed, perfect. As perfect as I'm going to make it. Same with Map of Courage and Troop of One. So those three set in stone. The day it opens, I can get them off my desk. Three. So I have 3 categories done. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more categories I want to do. Technically, I might just throw Keeley's Candles in there too. We'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna have to decide pretty soon what I want to do. If I want to reshoot something else, if I'm going to, I need to shoot the other element for this one and get that moving and see let's see here. Okay, so I was gonna go over with a larger brush. That's what I was gonna do. I forgot. And then I'm gonna take this down to 8% and a little bit smaller. Okay. And then my husband and I will celebrate, and I'll have to come back in and get that reflection out of her glasses. That should be a pretty easy fix. So I want to lean into extended family marketing for the summer, fall. And fall will be difficult because it's hard to schedule anybody in fall, never mind an extended family. But I'm still going to put that out there because I really want to. And then seniors, and because I'm really having fun with the storytelling aspect of high school seniors. And I know high school seniors aren't, hey, thank you so much. How are ya? I thought I was here alone. So high school seniors aren't a thing everywhere. And I think that's interesting because it was a very big deal where I grew up. You get your senior picture with the big numbers. It's not like that anymore. But it's still relatively popular here. I don't know how much of a big deal it is. How are you? Hey. Are you a photographer, artist, Photoshop expert? Let's see here. I'm just gonna cut these and then we can see how it started and how it's going. And I think I'm gonna darken that. I'm in a dark. I'm good. I'm like sleepy, but I'm good. What are you working on tonight? Yeah, I want to take some of that. No expert, unfortunately. I think everybody's an expert at something. That's my belief. What's happening? This isn't folk music, I don't think. Here we go. Okay. So I'm just gonna make sure their faces are nice and bright, and then we'll go bigger and a lower opacity. But a lot bigger. Here we go. Okay. So let's see if I'm just going to duplicate here and merge these. Expert at doing nothing. Yes. I like that. There is no better weekend than when you can say, when somebody's like, what are you doing this weekend? And you're like, nothing. Don't give me anything. Don't text. You don't even have to say don't call anymore because definitely nobody's going to do that. Okay, and I am going to grab this and bump it a little bit because they've got really dark hair and I just want to touch into those highlights a little bit. That's a little bit big too. Just want to hold on to some of that texture. These different hair colors. Nice layers. So I've got a car ride tomorrow where I can, if they do, it's getting ignored. That's right. I went on a walk today with my husband and kids and I forgot my phone. Like I legitimately just forgot it, which is wild. First of all, it was like pioneer times. But it felt weird. Once I noticed it, I was like, oh, what if something happens? I don't have my phone. Like everybody else had theirs, so we're still cool. But I think it's good to that kind of went sideways, like an aberration there. Let's look. It's weird. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down here. Whoops. I need, here's what I need. So we are I don't know what's wrong with my mouse, but it is really irritating me. So we are flying to Japan in about 6 weeks, and I need movies to watch. Oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. What I do want to go in here and show off the freckles. So ever since, I guess since COVID, really, like, we've watched all the movies. I don't think a movie exists. And the only kind of movies that I won't watch would be like scary movies. I don't have any desire to see scary movies. Yeah, I'm excited. It was not something we were planning, which is, definitely a planner, so it's kind of weird. But my son is going to the Pokemon World Championships, and it's in Japan, and he hadn't. So 2 of my kids were ranked. Like, that's a whole thing. It's like a whole different world. And then COVID hit and everything shut down. And while it was shut down, they got into soccer, and that kind of took over. And when soccer ended this spring, one of them was just like, let's just do, like, maybe do a regional or whatever, just to see if it was like riding a bike. And he came in 3rd and then decided to get his invite. So now we're going to Japan in August, which is just like crazy. But I'm excited. I just like, I don't even really have places that I want to see, but I think the coolest part is just to see day-to-day life, like how different it is. That's all I want to do. I think it'll be neat. And there's some good, like, our family's vegan, so I think we're good on eating. How do I want to do this? Let's see. This is not. Oh, thank you. He's funny. He is very, very competitive. And he does not like flying. So he has to want something bad enough to fly. And he did, so. I don't love flying, but now I can't ever let my kids know that. Because it would freak them out. Trying to take these glasses off, or not the glasses, just the glare. So we'll be in Tokyo, and yeah, it's gonna be a long one. So I think we're gonna go from Chicago to LAX, which is like 4 hours. So that's not bad at all. And we've done that one before. But then I think that the second leg of it or whatever is like 12 hours. So I'm thinking we'll sleep. I hope we'll sleep. Okay, and I'm gonna go really small here. And I might just actually leave the rest of that, because I think a little bit of glare is fine. And real life, let's try acoustic group. Ooh, wait, I'm a ghost. I'm into ghost stuff, so. That's not what I wanted. There it is. Okay, so what I didn't do here yet is burn anything. So I went through and dodged everything. So they're going to be nice and bright. But I didn't burn anything yet. But I really wanted her ghost stuff. Hello, I am not drawing. I am editing a photograph today. I'm working on this painting off and on. But I let everything dry, so now I've got to pull it all apart. Chip it. Chip away at it. Welcome to the chat. Flompy Nomper. I usually panic when it's time to pronounce people's names, but I felt good about that one. I appreciate that. Got good depth on everybody, I think. This was just a one light setup. Yeah, well, I'm a photographer. I'm a mixed media artist, too. Photography today. Composite artist. I feel like that's already been replaced, though. I might as well take that off my resume because AI is here. The robots win. I'll give them that. Okay, so here's where we started. Here's how it's going. And I'm going to duplicate this again and just see if we want to smooth anything, if there's some noise in there. Really not too bad. Actually, I'm going to go bigger. So if you're bored and looking for something to listen to this weekend, check out the Focal Points podcast. I was a guest on there, and we talked about grief and art. If anybody's in the Chicago area, I have an image in an exhibition that opens next Saturday. The exhibition is Home Not Home at the Agitator Gallery. I'm really, really excited. I unfortunately won't be at the opening just because my schedule won't allow it right now. But I will be there the day it closes. So close. I like this music. So what do you guys do? Photographers in here, artists. Keep me company. And give me movies to watch on the way to Tokyo. The last flight we took, I couldn't hear the movie. I just couldn't hear it. And so I had to watch movies that I had already seen so that I'd know what was happening. I watched The Breakup. That's one of those go-to. It's actually pretty depressing. It's sad. Not depressing, but hang on to those freckles. I definitely don't want to lose those. Ah, thank you. UK, what time is it? Are you behind us? Okay, so it's like daytime there, yeah? So this family came in to, I was using a few of them for a composite. So as their like model payment, then I do whatever they wanted, which was just one with her grandkids. So that's what this is. Oh, it's PM. See, I have no concept of time. It's almost 6 p.m. here. We'll see how I do. If you hear of a woman strolling around Tokyo at like 2 o'clock in the morning, it's because I lost all track. I wonder how. I honestly do not know how people managed before like Google. I remember printing off directions. My sophomore year of college, I took the summer off from working and the summer off from school and followed Bob Dylan on tour. And I just had like printed off MapQuest directions, how to get where I was going. I'm gonna follow the contour just like I would a painting. And as much as I thought I started that series behind me, I thought I started it early and had all kinds of time. It's sneaking up on me real quick. Yes. Been watching From. What is that? I've never even heard of that. I've been watching Real Housewives. That's my level. I feel like my husband always likes these like intellectual thrillers, like I call them thinkers. No. I like Dumb and Dumber, Tommy Boy. That's the intellectual level I'm willing to give to my movies. It's not a lot. Ooh. Oh, I do like ghosts though. Real ones. I love a real ghost. This isn't art? Well, okay. A real one. Yeah. We were planning a trip to Gettysburg for this fall and found like a haunted, I don't know, like it was there in the Civil War and it was, like used as a hospital or whatever. And my kids were like, no thanks. Not interested. Can't be dealing with real ones. I don't know if I've ever dealt with a real one. This is a new house. I bet in the UK though, it's ripe with them. Because old here isn't even in the ballpark of old. Hang on to those freckles again. She's got good freckles too. So what I need to do with this is the one that I'm going to get to them, but I need to composite. So I need to reshoot the other element. It's just a handheld mirror. And I'm going to do, this will be my redo of one that flopped. Let me find it. Let's see. So this was Reflections of Grandmother, and that's actually my mother's first grade picture. But they look enough alike that the judges weren't recognizing this was actually a different kid. She's supposed to be seeing her reflection in the frame, like in the glass. Oh my gosh. Yes, and all of the Go shows, that's the number one place to go. There's actually one not too far from here that photographers like a lot. That has really cool light. If you can get like the fog and the rays of light. 1850s protected building so they can't demolish it. Oh my gosh. Now, as much as I'm like, well, ghosts, like that'd be cool. I don't know that I could go not alone, but I couldn't go alone. I couldn't do it. No, that gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Okay, so this was my original idea. This is my daughter and my mother's picture. She's named after her. So I wanted her to be looking at the picture and see her own reflection layered on my mom's. No way, not alone. However, it didn't translate, and the judges were like, why is there orange on the picture? So it didn't work. And then I can't use my mom's school picture because I didn't take it. So this is going to be my redo. For this one, and I have to choose one of the granddaughters that looks most like her, and I think I might use the little one, and I'm gonna have them standing. So they held a frame sample because my thing didn't come in. Let's see. Okay, so I've got to figure out how to do this better than I did it the last time. How to make it speak the way I need it to. But I also... Oh, thank you. It didn't translate, so that's kind of a bummer. But that's okay. That gives me a chance to redo it. And, oh, you know what? I just realized that I haven't finished this one. So I also need to do this because this one that I'm going to open up is part of the same series that this is from. And it needs a lot of work. So I think I'll probably call it a night with this one and get that to them. And then I need to sketch out exactly what I want to do. I need to get my life together. Let's see. Hey, you couldn't see it coming. You might have thought it. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm gonna flatten that. Wait, why does it keep? It keeps like. Did I just do all that on the wrong layer? I think so. Okay. Okay, so I did this on the wrong layer. So what I'm gonna do is erase it because I want to hold on to everybody else. No, I don't. I think I just did it all on there. Oh yeah, okay. I did. I just did it on the wrong layer. How about that? It happens. That explains why I felt like I was doing things twice. Okay. All right, so I need to do their family picture conceptual image. And then I need to do this because I need to do the photograph first, and then the oil painting, and then the watercolor, and then the pen and ink, and then the intaglio. I forget. Yeah, one of those. 4 of those, actually. But right now for these, I have the portraits. So I've got the photograph and the oil painting. I wish I could do that right now, but I think it's all dry. But anyway, oh, thank you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me all the way from the UK. I loved having company. It's always such a pleasure. Find me on Instagram. Are you on Instagram? Let me find mine. Hit me up on there, and I will follow back. I'll be on Instagram and YouTube between now and the next time I'm back. I know I won't be this weekend because we will be traveling quite a bit, but I've got to get these exhibitions checked off my list, like, soon. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful evening, a beautiful weekend, and I'll be back Monday. Bye.
That's why you my mommy.